Good morning, YouTube friends. Okay, I don't know about you, but if you're participating in NaNoWriMo like me, then you're deep in the prepping, planning, plotting stage. And I just love all of the Preptober videos. I love seeing everyone share their must-haves for Preptober, their like survival kits. If you haven't watched my previous videos, I've got a video on creating a novel sketchbook and a video on keeping a novel bullet journal. Today, I want to share with you my opinion or my top must-have books to get you through NaNoWriMo. You will hear dogs in the background. That's my little Adobe. And yeah, she gets noisy. Okay, let's dive in. I have a stack here that I will be keeping handy throughout not just Preptober, but also NaNoWriMo, and I am going to share why. These are not books on writing. I have a whole bunch of other books that I could recommend for like specifically for writing or writing fiction. These are my inspiration books, the books that keep me inspired and keep me going in the midst of writing. I will say there are two that are specific to right now and like going through Preptober that are inspiring me. And then the rest are specifically for NaNoWriMo. So let's dive in. I'll first share the two that have been super helpful for me during the prepping phase. And that are these two books. Okay, we'll start with, well, everyone has seen this. I know Kate Kavanaugh has done a video on this book and a few other people. This is Romancing the Beat. This, if you're writing a romance, it's a tiny book. It is super easy to go through. It has no fluff. It legit tells you, like, it is to the point, and for such a little book, you get a lot of information. So this is a top recommendation, even if you're not writing a romance, but you have a romance in your story. I recommend taking a peek at this because this takes you through the relationship arc, the different beats that a relationship or a romance typically has. And you could plot an entire book using this. You could just plot the romance in your novel using this. I highly recommend it. And it's not super expensive over on Amazon. There's also a Kindle version. I actually own it on both Kindle and paperback. And I have gone through this thing multiple times. So I recommend that. Then this one was so fun. I have done the snowflake method a few times in the past, but I've never actually had the book. The book was not what I expected, but it was so much more. It reads like a fiction. At first I was like, what? Like, you're following the story, you're following different fiction stories. So you've got Goldilocks and the bear, and you've got the piglets and the big bad wolf. You're following Goldilocks, who is wanting to write a book, and she's a mom, and she starts and then gets blocked, and so she goes to this like convention, and so it's very interesting. So a good bit of the first book, let's see here, the first part of the book is fiction. It's fiction, but not, because you're walking through Goldilocks's journey as she uses the snowflake method to plot her book. And then in the back, it breaks it down for you in a nonfiction way, and also shares, it's got such good information. It shares his entire snowflake method to write this book. So it's amazing. You can Google snowflake method online and you'll get the basic breakdown, which I have printed somewhere. But if you want to take it a step further and actually like see a great example in depth, I recommend this book. Okay, so those are the two that I recommend for Preptober if you just need some inspiration to get plotting and get your story outlined. And then we have the inspiring ones for Nano. I'm sure everyone knows this book, Big Magic. It is not a book specifically about writing. It is a book about having a creative life and being a creator. This book always inspires me every time I pick it up. So I will have this close, and that way I can grab it anytime I just need a break and need to get inspired. This is Elizabeth Gilbert's Big Magic, Creative Living Beyond Fear. It is amazing. It will help you when you get to that 30,000 word mark and you get stuck and you just need something to like push you to keep going. This is it. Okay, these next two are ones that I always have near when I'm writing a fiction. They are not cheap. These were probably the most expensive out of this whole lot that I have. But these are the Emotion Wound Thesaurus and the Conflict Thesaurus. A Writer's Guide to Psychological Trauma, A Writer's Guide to Obstacles, Adversaries, and Inner Struggles. There are a ton of these thesauruses on Amazon. Are they by? Yeah, Angela Ackerman and Becca Puglisi. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I'm horrible at pronouncing names. So they have, I wonder if there's a list actually. Because they have a ton of these different thesauruses. I can't even tell you how many. I thought, oh, here you go. Let me just show you this. So you can see there's the Conflict Thesaurus, the Occupation Thesaurus, the Urban Setting Thesaurus, the Rural Setting, Emotion Amplifiers, the Emotion Thesaurus, the Positive Trait Thesaurus, the Negative Trait Thesaurus. There are a ton of them and they're so helpful. So if you're looking for, like it says, which one? This is the conflict. So failing at something. Example, a character gets fired. Having to file for bankruptcy, having to file for divorce. Like it's just full of so many ideas. Discovering a spouse's secret, an affair, being fired or laid off, aspects of who they really are, and escalating mental illness. There's just, it's just full of a lot. So this is all like relationship friction. It's so good, so good. So I don't know if you guys check it out on Amazon, all the different versions that they have. This is the Emotional Wound Thesaurus. And so you have things like being bullied. You have poor judgment leading to unintended consequences, failures and mistakes, losing one of your five senses. So you have like a core. So here's losing one of the five senses. And then you have false beliefs that could be embraced. The character may fear, possible responses and results. It's an awesome like idea book, but they're just both so inspiring if you need them in your story. Okay, the last one I feel like has completely changed my writing experience. I found this book in 2017 and I have videos in my NaNoWriMo vlog playlist of me talking about this book. This book increased my daily word count by crazy amounts. And that is 2,000 to 10,000. I believe that anyone doing NaNoWriMo should go right now and buy Rachel Aaron's book. I own this again on Kindle and paperback because if I go somewhere and I'm writing, like I'm taking a vacation in November, so I will be working on my novel while I'm away. I may take the hard copy, but if not, I have it on my phone. It again is a small, under like 100 pages, little over 100. So good, so good. It gives examples. It gives her, where she actually has outlined how she plots her novel, how she gets those kind of word counts. I mean, look, you can tell that I have gone through this book multiple times. It's a must-have, again, where I feel like every person doing NaNoWriMo should get this book. If you don't get any of the others, get this one. This one will help you get to your 50,000 word goal. Okay, I'm gonna end this video here because I think my puppy is going to start misbehaving and trying to get in the camera. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've read any of those books, if you're curious about any. Let me know what your must-have inspirational books to keep you going during Nano. If you have any that you feel like I need to read, let me know. Until next time, enjoy your wild, sexy lives.